What's up, YouTube brother and sisters? I'm back at day 27, trading options using the software I built with Claude Code. And we're at day 27. I haven't been uploading quite a lot, and I just want you to say, what actually happens to the portfolio. So it has been, around $700 the last time we recorded, and right now, $700, 686, and now we have jumped up to $778.87. So along the time, I have made some changes to the software. I set up a threshold, when the percentage of the option, has been increased, the money have been made, through that option purchase. I will ask the software to basically signal me this is a time to take profit. But giving a little bit of reflection, I still think that the threshold is too high. That's why we missed so many opportunities. For example, uh, you know, this morning we're at $814, and we could have sold that and bought new options. But the software is resistant at that point. So what I'm going to change is for the next, in terms of the software algorithms, I'm going to set up an algorithm tells exactly for example, when we started with $600, we're going into the market at the market open, and by the end of the day, if we make something like $100, that's roughly 16%. If we bring $600 in, and that would call it a success, and dump the whole portfolio. Next day, start with $700, and get another $100. Something like that. Have a much lower threshold, like 20%. So when I hit 20%, I dump it. That's what I'm trying to achieve, with the software. And at the meantime, what I'm gonna do at day 30, since nobody commented, nobody liked the video, and I really need someone to like, comment, share the video so I can give you that $100 gift card. If that didn't happen, you know, so no $100 for you. So this is the red moment. Uh, Tomorrow is day 28, and day 29 is the last trading day we have, basically day 30, because if we go by time calendar days, the next Monday would give us, extra 3 days. So I don't want to do that. And uh, so we'll just call it a day 29 to be day 30. So what I'm going to do is, because the company, I created to create a content, GP technology is actually a company, a legit company. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the actual software for you on GitHub. I will share my GitHub profile, so you can go there and download the software, and I'll package it, so how to actually get the stuff installed. It will be just one click of the button, and then you click another button to run the software. It's really straightforward. So I'm going to share that with you, but not a financial advice. What I encourage you to do is instead read the README document inside my GitHub. Actually tells you exactly the mathematical formulas and the economic series used to build this software using Cloud Code. Maybe you can even build something better than what I did. I didn't spend quite a lot of time, building this software. So I'm gonna show you what the software is telling us to do. Couple of changes. Used to be the software just it doesn't track uh, the stocks, price, uh, basically refresh it, like every 1 minute or so. So basically, what I have done is, if you go to the backend, the backend, and it's constantly pulling data, from basically from the API, the free API, for the stock market information. It's pulling that data, constantly. You can see here, it's basically pulling all the data, so that's what we've been doing. That's a new upgrade to the software. Another thing I have done is, uh, with the software, it basically gives you buy signals for certain stocks. What I'm doing on the side, which I haven't shared with you because it's a kind of account, I can't share. Basically, what I did there was I bought 100. I bought $10,000 of CHRD. I'm already positive making money. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dump all that CHRD. I bought $10,000. I think my entry point was somewhere around $130, $132. Now it's at the 100, almost 140. So tomorrow I'll pick a time to dump that, and in the meantime, I'm still gonna use this, to look at certain stocks I'm interested at, and basically, take it from there. And want to give you a couple of stocks, so Macron, I think that's Macron. Macron is at $959. Again, everything is based on technical analysis, and since we don't have that, Cloud Code API being built here, so we can search I Twitter.com and other social media platforms to get the macro sentiment, which gives you a stronger signal. Because you have to know stock market apart from the technical aspects, the trading of the options and many things. Uh, there's also sentiment. It's a very sentiment based market. If you got a hype for certain stocks, it's gonna go up. It's all speculation. It's not the pure fundamentally, economic series. Otherwise, the smartest, the economics would be the richest people you would imagine. But reality is not. So that's why it's a sentiment based market. Uh, and it was telling me to buy. I really like this. What I'm saying, PVH. I'm just gonna focus on one stock. PVH and the Coke is also a good setup. DocuSign. So let's go search PVH, Coke, and DocuSign. What they are. Um, Let me go PVH stock. So the past 6 months, boom, the highest point is at $93. Now they are at $80. Max. Look at the max data. The highest they have gone is $150. What do they do? Philips One Clothing Corporation is an American clothing company which owns brands such as Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein. Okay, so they're basically clothing manufacturer, and they own what brand? I just want to say what brand they know. That's a good brand, Calvin Klein. Underwear. And and the casual clothing. Tommy Hilfiger. That's a good brand. I don't know what people like these days because, to be frank with you, I don't spend tons of time, looking for clothings when I was 20 years old. When I was 20 years old, it's a different story. I was looking at something totally different than what I would look at today. So that's basically a clothing company. Uh, well, I guess at PVH Corporation. So another thing I like to look at their reviews. It's 3.3, so it's not a good business, to my opinion. You need to be 3.5 and higher to be a good business. That's where I see the uh, where I see the where I see the business threat. Coca-Cola. Oh yeah, Coca-Cola is basically 4.1. And then what's the other one we want to search about? And the other one we want to search is DocuSign. DocuSign. So those two are fairly good business. DocuSign 3.6. It's a little bit risky, but let's look at the DocuSign stock. For the past 6 months, boom. I think a lot of people I do not necessarily. I think a lot of people used to use DocuSign. I use DocuSign all the time. When I had a bigger corporate left. So every NDA, every legal document, we're signed by DocuSign. So it's really easy, straightforward. But these days, I think I worked with a couple of realtors and a couple of other shenanigans and errands I have to run in my life. I bumped into other platforms very very similar. So maybe they don't have that competitive edge anymore. So what's the highest that they have ever been in the max? Boom, they have been $300. But again, That was probably COVID, right? Yeah, that was COVID. Uh, it's it's a it seems to be a good business. Shares that well, solid earning growth. Uh, I just don't know. What's the point of DocuSign? Well, you send it electronically, but again, you have so many competitors. What's their competitive advantage? Let me search. Well, actually, with all the AI building, competitive advantage. Okay, DocuSign's primary competitive is its unmatched brand ubiquity and enterprise-grade trust. Ah, okay, yeah, but your major growth is going to come from the Fortune 500, right? The small business, they probably not going to do this. Back over, boom, 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 intelligent agreement management, legal regulatory restraints. So but again, you get the small competitors. Not every document need to be signed. Using DocuSign. There are cheaper ways to do that. Okay, maybe I just for right now I don't think I'm gonna buy the stock. Although I'm just trading short terms, but I still like some stocks uh, that is solid. To my selection standard. I don't look at PE ratios a lot. Okay, so Coke, they have been growing. Really? Last time I checked, that was back in 2021. It was $41. Right now they're at $190. Ooh, they must have acquired some brands, Coca-Cola Consolidated. It's always a solid brand, There's no question about it, We've been drinking Coke a lot. Monster, okay. I didn't know Monster was their brand, so Coke brands. What brands is that one? Oh, Coca-Cola. No, Coke, the Nasdaq, Consolidated. Okay, okay. It's Coca-Cola Consolidated. AI mode. What brands they hold right now? Okay. Oh, we're buying the Coca-Cola Consolidated. It's the physical bottling partner that mixes, packages, and distributes the final beverages to retailers across the United States. It's not KO. KO is a Coca-Cola company. Coca-Cola Consolidated is a packaging company. Okay, I didn't know that. Sorry, I'm being stupid. Coca. What brands they hold? Okay, they hold many brands. What brands they hold right now? Sparkling soft drink, Coca-Cola, everybody's favorite. Diet Coke, zero sugar. Sprite, I like it. Fanta, okay. Ginger ales, Freshca, and some up. I never tried this. Barks, I don't know. Oh, they own Powerade. I didn't know that. Body Armor too. That was a Kobe brand or something. The Sharny, Smart Water, Vitamin Water, Topo Chico. Okay, mineral water. Aquarius. Minute Maid, Simply Fairlife. Oh, I didn't know this. I saw that Fairlife was a small company. I didn't know they were owned by KO. Mm, Innocent, never tried that. Costa Coffee, jeez, I didn't know that. This is pretty much everywhere in Europe and China. Gold Peak, I didn't know that was on. Okay, Georgia Coffee. Emerging flavored alcohol. They also make alcohol. Okay. Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola. Okay. So that was a Jack Daniels thing, but it was obviously was made by Coca-Cola. Freshca mixed Topo Chico hot seltzer, simply spiked, okay. They also make alcoholic, beverages. Okay. Um, so it's a bottling company, Coca-Cola Consolidated. I really want to look at Coca-Cola Consolidated, Wikipedia. So who founded this company? 120 years ago, K people, G. Frank Harrison. Ooh, the wonder. So they also make different bottles, right? I think they make aluminum cans. What else they do? Financials. Okay. Look at the CEO. What the CEO is doing is a great grandson founder. Okay, so graduated in North Carolina. Boom, boom, boom. Coca-Cola. Okay, personal life. Okay, I don't care about that. So yeah, this guy was a grandson of the founder 120 years ago. So J. Franklin Harrison third. Okay. Uh, revenue revenue has 6.9 billion. That's pretty big. Operating income almost 1 billion. Not bad. Net income is 633 million, so about 10% of the revenue. And total assets, total equity, yeah, that looks to be good. So all right. So that's basically a little bit research and showing you the portfolio. So what I'm gonna do for next challenge, uh, uh, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop trading using Robinhood because I only have 700, 800 bucks. What's the point? So why don't we do something bigger? So I'm gonna share with you left time, I'm gonna bring $10,000 and start trading, but not this time. Uh, options and stocks, whatever the software throw at me. I'm gonna make an upgrade again at day 30. So this coming Friday, I'm gonna share the software with you. If basically on my GitHub. And if you are the lucky one who want to comment on my video and like and share, be the first one, just go ahead, do it. You will be getting a $100 gift card. So um, that's it. Signing out. Take care.